Welcome back to Syncrets To Success, the podcast. This is day 15, and I am Marcus the Fingaz, Dafingaz, on social media. And I'm a music composer and producer diving in on sync licensing and movie trailer music or movie marketing campaigns and advertising campaigns, creating music for movie trailers, TV trailers, video game trailers, things like that. Today, on day 15 of Syncrets To Success, we're going to dive into the fascinating world of pitching instrumental versus vocal tracks for sync placements, pitching instrumental and vocal tracks for sync placements, understanding the pros and cons of each, and tailoring our approach that can significantly enhance our chances of getting our music placed in visual media. Let's start by exploring the demand for instrumental and vocal tracks in different sync placements. Instrumental tracks are often favored in commercials and background music for scenes in films and TV shows. They provide emotional support without interfering with dialogue or voiceovers. On the other hand, vocal tracks excel in storytelling, adding depth, and conveying emotions that elevate the visuals. For me, for about a year in sync, I only did instrumental because I didn't realize the value of vocal tracks. And with vocal tracks, one, you get to collaborate with vocalists. If you're not a vocalist, if you are, even better, you can have all the income come your way. A lot of times a vocal track is more valuable to a sync library, and also a lot of times we have to submit the vocal track and the instrumental. So at the bare minimum, when you create a full song with vocals, and by full song, most of my sync songs are 2 minutes or less, or sometimes they're 90 seconds. I've done some that are a minute, but usually 2 minutes is the average length of songs I'm doing for sync. Usually maybe 2 choruses, 2 verses, and out. No bridge, no big outro, short intro into either the verse or the chorus, and then, into the verse or chorus, and then into another verse or chorus, into another verse or chorus, and out. So most of my sync songs are 2 minutes. Sometimes I need a fuller length, like 3-minute song, 3.5-minute song, if the brief specifically requires that. But usually I keep it at 2 minutes. So when I make an instrumental, let's say I'm working on a boom bap project for a sync library, which is actually interesting because I'm starting to see that a lot more, where libraries are trying to get like the boom bap hip hop sound. And most of the songs I'm making are 90 seconds to 2 minutes, because for most placements that we're going to get in sync licensing, they're probably going to use less than 30 seconds of the track. For most placements, there are times where they'll use a 2-minute segment of a track, or a 3-minute segment if it's a full song, which is great because that means more back end royalties for you. The longer they use it, part of the usage. So tips for creating instrumental versions of vocal songs and vice versa can expand the versatility of our music. Instrumental versions of vocal songs can broaden their usage potential, while adding vocals to the instrumental tracks can create a captivating experience that resonates deeply with audiences. One thing that I've been enjoying, and we'll get into pitching strategies in a little bit, but I've been enjoying finding collaborators from my group, Syncrets To Success. Join the Facebook group. I have a directory there where you can join. You can put in your name, languages you speak, your special areas, your genres, where you're from, because sometimes we get requests for certain people from a certain area, or that have a certain ethnicity or speak a certain language, things like that. But finding collaborators, and one thing, even this week, I happened to, there's a lady I work with, female, singer-songwriter I work with, and she's just getting into sync. She joined the group, and I collaborated with her on some submissions to a library, and 2 of our submissions got accepted, and this is the first library she's been accepted to, and she had sent me a message saying, "I'm about to cry." So sync licensing is definitely a journey, and also set expectations, because I told her that this is great, and then the process from here with this library, we have it, it's being pitched to the opportunity, and then hopefully we land the opportunity, but at least it's in the library in their catalog. So there's a process with these libraries, but having that vocalist landed that opportunity for me and for her, and we both have an opportunity to hopefully land this great. It would be a great placement for a song, I think possibly a theme song, or a song for a trailer, I think it was. So fingers crossed. So pitching strategies for instrumental and vocal tracks require careful consideration. When pitching instrumental tracks, focus on their adaptability and ability to enhance the visuals without overpowering them. For vocal tracks, you want to emphasize the power of the lyrics and the vocals in conveying the emotions that elevate the storytelling. And sync placements for both instrumentals and vocal tracks, the mix and the mastering, but definitely the mixing. The mixing is key. If it sounds terrible, no one's going to want to work with it. And the arrangement is also key, because If you're trying to send a higher energy track to someone that's doing a sports segment, you want to make sure there are drops and button endings and stingers and things like that. A short intro. You don't need a 1 minute intro to the song. You need a quick intro, get right into the chorus or the meat or the hype of the song, and then maybe drop out for the verses. But you want to make sure the structure is there so that when an editor gets the song, because it will get placed in the piece, they have some sort of modular elements in the track that they can work with. They can just take the verse 2, or they can just take the intro part, and they might want to move the intro to the middle part because they want to do their thing with the visuals they're working with. So they might not use a song as is. And you want to keep that in mind also. You might have a 2-minute grand opus masterpiece from start to finish, A to Z, but they might want to start with, W, and then go from W to Z, then come back from A to N, and then take a little break, then go from like O to P. I hope that makes sense. But you want to be able to give them sort of the building blocks, sort of like Legos, and have them just build what they want to build from the different segments that you have provided them. So leveraging the power of lyrics and vocals can be a game changer in sync licensing. For me, again, these tracks are more valuable because you have sort of twice as many opportunities. They can use the vocal, they can use the instrumental, or they can use both altogether. So you have almost 3 times as much opportunities. And then if you're working with a collaborator who also is working with sync libraries, it can be pitched. So you both can be pitching it to your same libraries that you work with if it's not exclusive, or they might have a project they're working on and they bring you in on that. And then the more collaborators you work with, I tend not to work with more than 4, maybe 5 max on a sync song or trailer song, only because after that, the payments get split up. The calculations are weird when you try to split, however much by 6. You can use calculators, but you can split by 4 or 5, 3, 2, and of course 1. You're getting all that. So I try not to have more than 5, but usually 2. It's usually 2 max or 3, total max working on this song for sync track. So you want to leverage the power of lyrics and vocals. That is a game changer in sync licensing. Lyrics can create emotional connections with viewers, and a well-executed vocal performance can leave a lasting impression. So we have to be selective in choosing the vocal tracks that align seamlessly with our visual narrative. Make sure we're collaborating with the right vocalists, singers, songwriters on our tracks. And the same singer-songwriter that can do a folk track might not be the same one that can do a reggaeton or hip hop track. So keep that in mind also. So there are some case studies you can study about like instrumentals and vocal sync. Again, the one that's sort of been taking over the industry definitely last year was the Kate Bush Running Up That Hill placement on Stranger Things. That was like perfect placement. The song, the way that was used, the vocals, things like that. You want to observe in these, when you're studying like sync placements, you want to observe how the absence or the presence of vocals contributes to the overall impact of the scenes. When you're watching your favorite TV show, reality shows have hundreds of cues per episode, so there's a lot of opportunities there. And just listen to cues. I'm literally, hopefully I'll land this movie. I might be working on a movie, and I'm watching the movie. There's a series of movies, so I'm watching the first part of it, and I'm taking notes of the music that's being used in the movies because that will inform the music that I create, hopefully if I land a movie. So fingers crossed on that. So you want to learn how to analyze case studies and examples and how they can provide valuable insights into what works best in sync and composing and things like that. As composers, mastering the art of pitching instrumental and vocal tracks opens up doors to a wide array of sync licensing opportunities. And when we pitch, we want to make sure we know what the library is working for. Personally, I have, maybe I'll share this in a future episode where I can screen share. Maybe I won't share the exact sheet I use, but I have a Google Doc that lists all the libraries I'm working with. And I have the library like big, bold letters, and then below that, just bullet points of what they want. So this library might want 24, 48-bit WAV files. Another library might want AIF, and then I have bullet points of what they want. Label it this way, label it that way. Nothing longer than 2 minutes. Send stems. Don't send more than 20 stems. Don't send more than 10 stems. So I have that for each library that I work with as I get information about what they want, what they need. And then when I'm working with them, I go to this sheet. I refer to this sheet for reference as what I should be submitting to them, how I should be submitting it to them. It might have a link like submit through Dropbox or Disco, email them, whatever the case is. By understanding the unique strengths of each vocal tracks and instrumental tracks and aligning them with the demands of different placements, we can elevate our music and captivate audiences in these visual platforms. That is day 15. We are halfway through this Syncrets to Success, 30 days into sync. I didn't call it that, but I might as well call it that. Syncrets to Success podcast. Be sure to join the Facebook group. As I mentioned, Syncrets to Success on Facebook. There will be a link below. Check out Disco if you need a cataloging platform. Disco is great. I'll have a link below. That is an affiliate link. And also come back tomorrow on day 16 as we continue this journey into sync. And I will see you tomorrow. All right. Peace.